My name is Waseem Ahmed and I live in Manchester with my wife and 2 children, and I'm a trustee and teacher at Guidance Hub. So on a day-to-day basis, I kind of go and pick the children from school or maybe drop them off, go and pray Salah at the masjid for Dhuhr, prepare lessons really, kind of what I'm going to teach in the evenings, I'm teaching the classes, preparing ahead for future activities, course materials, spend time with the family, sometimes just at home, spend time with my wife, talk about things and stuff. I had a pretty normal childhood growing up till about 7, playing with my brother who's older than me and my 2 younger sisters. But around that age, my mother passed away. So my dad, being a single parent, kind of looked after us for a lot of things. He was supported by the neighbours really, family, friends. He used to cook for us. He also wanted to give us a lot of support in growing up. And obviously when we grew up ourselves and got into our teens, we realised we need to support our dad and support the family. So I actually started to cook. I learned to cook when I was 15, 16. So I can cook traditional Pakistani cuisine, the basic stuff. But I can't actually make the roti, unfortunately. So I was the clever one of the family, alhamdulillah. I used to get good results. I used to enjoy myself at school. I used to enjoy myself after school. We used to play football and cricket all evening really, till like 6, 7, 8 in the evening on school days. Our dad would take us out a lot as well, so he'd take us to the cinema to watch some PG movies, of course, and to take us out on trips and stuff. And he really obviously wanted to have a good time with his children, but also give us that support. I started memorizing the Quran, so that got me into the Arabic language, and that was really the start of the journey for me to study the Islamic sciences. It was all about the Quran. Initially my father wasn't too keen on me going alone abroad and so forth, but alhamdulillah he agreed, so I went over. I went with a person from the UK, we kind of supported each other. So I started off by enrolling in the Abu Noor Institute for learning Arabic, and I did a 12-month program there, going through the different stages of learning Arabic language. I also studied with some of the teachers at Abu Noor outside of the classes. We studied a bit of tafsir of the Quran, a bit of hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, and we also used to go and attend classes in the various masajid. So when I initially went to Syria, I was single and I was staying with a group of lads, and we had a good time supporting each other. We'd phone home to our families at the internet cafes, and it was a bit lonely at points, but I decided to get married. So I actually travelled to Pakistan and got married, and with my family came back to Syria, and so I was married for most of my stay in Syria, to be honest. Living in Syria was quite amazing. The whole new culture, different types of food like the falafel, the hummus and all these kind of very healthy food. So one of the major sort of things you have to learn to do out there was to manage your finances. And at times the money was pretty short. I remember a time where I probably just had enough money to pay the next month's rent. But alhamdulillah, you see it through, and Allah sends gifts from different angles and different directions. When I came back, I had a pretty clear goal in my mind of what I need to do with my time and my life and my resources, and that was to teach, to help people around me, to build a community, to build a family. So one of the projects I'm involved with, which now is developed quite well, is Guidance Hub in Manchester, which I'm a big part of, alhamdulillah. So a lot of my time sometimes is involved in going there and seeing what's happening. What I've learned is that you need to keep up with the times, with social media, with what goes on out there, what the young people are doing, and the way they're thinking is so different. So that's one of the struggles we have on a day-to-day basis, to kind of understand what we need to provide, what I need to do as a teacher, as a community member, as somebody who's respected and looked up to. What do we need to do to help people around us? We need to be aware of the times today, and that's something I've really tried to build into the work I do. So I realised that you have to get the students involved in classes here. It's not a passive thing, it has to be interactive. So I like to have discussions with the students, like to obviously make it light-hearted sometimes, have a little joke and a laugh, just to keep people engaged. So my top 3 tips for those looking to study and learn anything in life really is, first of all, look at your needs. What is it that I need to learn that is an obligation on me, that is beneficial for me? So look at your needs before you decide. Then set yourself a goal. You have to have a goal in what you want to achieve through your studies. You want to be able to practice the basics. You want to be able to understand the Quran. And then third of all, make sure you dedicate yourself and fully focus on that subject, on that topic, on that learning. Don't go into it half-hearted. Fully and completely devote yourself and apply yourself to be successful.